And the
It's
sound.
a very bad idea to lie when you're in trouble. Like, it's a seriously bad idea. Your best defense is extremely cautious, plain truth. Now, that's very different than trying to strategize and manipulate your way out of a difficult situation. It's also very different than apologizing.
That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me just let me That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me just let me That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me Fuck all that shit, just let me go.
Yeah, Parking Live from the Party Europe. Both badass, you do broadcast it all, but don't let it on top of Steve. Stop the point. Matt Pitt back in his guest spot, and all that good stuff. Cut this shit. I'm gonna get right to it. Look, I promised Muda I'd be fair, and none of this is going to be like absolute drop dead proof that Muda's like the worst person ever. But circumstantially, it's pretty strong, and Muda was aware that I wanted to talk to him before I addressed any of this stuff, and it wasn't until really today where I crossed all the T's and dotted all the I's. And to be simple, when he wanted me to talk to me, the whole ship had kind of sailed. And I'm not just doing this for drama's sake. Believe me, I'll collect the money on it. So I honestly think the record needs to be corrected, because I think I have been wronged, like seriously, from somebody I seriously respected. He's got a lot of explaining to do. And by the time he was ready to sit down with me, I didn't want to hear what he had to say. I'll be perfectly honest with you. I did offer him after this stuff's out in the public, because then the reason I want it in the public, so the record is absolutely set straight. And, if he gets a lot of blowback for it, so be it. If he doesn't, so be that. If he absorbs it because of his size, so be it. But I want this out there. And that's what I think is important. And if I make money on it, so be it. Muda hasn't had problems making funny on the help that he's got from the sloppy commentary community. And I guess we should start at the beginning. All right. I'm going to make a long story really short. You guys have probably all seen on Chud Logic. Muda made a video with Oompaville and his old partner, Nux Toktu, and they watched like some creepy, weird anime hentai stuff and reviewed it, and it was like holy crap. Which, by the way, I'm totally with Willie Mack on this. I just could care less about it.
Yeah.
Just because you first of all, like, apparently he has in the past. I'm not going to even get into all that stuff. Just because you watch some like crazy shit doesn't mean you jerk off to it. I'm sorry, it doesn't. It doesn't mean you're like, if somebody showed me that, like some tentacle porn or something, I'd be like, well, that's crazy. It's disgusting. It's funny. I would look at some disgusting shit, and from what I understand, none of this shit's illegal. And if it is at some level, it's probably a technicality, and nobody's going to jail for it. So I'm not going to sit there and call Muda some kind of creep. And I think the people, although I think it's the minority on our side of the community that are calling him some kind of deviant of some kind, or a pedo or something like that, are really just are ridiculous. And I happen to know that his end is hearing stuff like that. And that sucks. That's like not fair at all. But I think when you get through this, you're going to realize, like, I don't think he had too much of a problem with it happening to me. Because it's very difficult to like come away with what I'm about to show you. Just think, like, just what was he thinking and who was he talking about? So a lot of this stuff about this video has been brewing. I've seen some smaller commentators do it. I've had talks about it with Matt, talks about it with Thing. It's like, wow, could this really come and bite him in the ass?
Do you have
or something like that? Because I know how the community is with this like this creepy fucking anime or what it is. And apparently he's had, I don't know everything, but he's had strong opinions on this. So when this thing first came out, it's like, all right, he's a hypocrite. So what? I mean, what's the word? Oh, so he lied about it. So it was cool to like it at one time, and it's not cool to like it now. And he's playing some shell games trying to get around it. Well, what he decided to do, and I don't know who told him to do this. I think I know. I think I have an idea who told him to do this. He could have just moved away from Nuxtaku.
Ignored it.
Ignored it.
Just ignored it.
He could have ignored it and dealt with it or on that way. But I guess he wanted to do something about it. And in an effort to distance himself from Nuxtaku, he got this other guy to basically not just like push Nuxtaku away, to kind of ruin him. What was that other guy's name? And that guy turned out to be a legitimate like creeper, right? Not like there was no bones about it.
Who are we talking about?
The guy that Muda used to club Nuxtaku. Well, what was his name? Tega, or yeah, there we go. Right. So he finds this guy Tega to actually destroy Nuxtaku. Which, I mean, I guess at worst he deserves to be called out or something. But I don't know if Muda was the type of guy to do it, because you made a video looking at that crazy fucking hentai crap. And I think that was the move, but he didn't do his homework with Taka. But Taka's like a legitimate creep, and he makes, Nuxtaku look like a saint. So whenever he took a lot of shit for that, he took the videos down. He took posts down, really blaming the whole thing on like the commentary community, which no one forced him to watch that. No one forced him to handle it this way. And then realized like he just basically chose fan bases that would probably be better for him. At least that's what it looks like to me. So he just went with it'll be less painful to deal with the wrath of the commentary community fans than it would be Nuxtaku's fans. So he apologized to him for whatever. And I don't really care about that so much. So he takes a lot of crap. He takes some time off, and then he comes back with this. And you guys have probably seen this on Chud's show, with like a lame apology, if it is even an apology. And at the same time, I got news for you all. This whole like slop YouTube thing, I don't care about the name. I actually really resent it. Not because I don't make slop. Yes, fine, call it that. I don't. There's nothing I think that I do that's important. It's the fact that the people that started this, it's about financial jealousy. Instead of trying to compete with Turkey Tom, trying to compete with Nick DiOrio or Chud stuff like that, they want to like kind of destroy it. And if you don't think that most of these guys are telling you to like unfollow, which I thought was against YouTube rules, and keep videos from coming into your feed. I mean, we've seen stuff like that. And the so-called YouTubers that make the high-end videos, they literally write scripts and drop and drag into Sony Vegas and Premiere. They're not really doing anything, but they can't produce those videos as fast as you can make a live stream and clip them and then make them. And Turkey Tom falls in this category, even though he still makes like legitimate videos on top of everything that he's doing. So it really came down to they have something that I don't. And by the way, Turkey Tom was on this show, admitted to the fact that he was one of these type of guys 4 or 5 years ago. And now he's like hustling. So instead of coming up with something better, adopting a similar style, you can stream and make videos. You can do what Tom does, works probably 16 hours a day. You can make streams. You can clip those streams, and you can make videos on top of that. But that's hard. That's really, really hard, and it's an incredible investment. So the fact that like Tom somewhat and Chud somewhat have been thrown into like they're making slop like it's like really that bad, like really it is just YouTube drama. But their YouTube drama, they come around somehow more sophisticated. So what birthed from that was the slop thing, which like again, I don't really give a shit about the title. And I think it was just an attempt to sort of make those creators uncool because they can't compete with them. And there's all sorts of stuff you can criticize about our content. I mean, sure. But it was never meant to be taken all that seriously to begin with because it's YouTube drama and not that serious. And the funny thing is, the guys that made the videos on us make YouTube drama videos, and they think they're like, I don't know, John Swan or something. So I really resent that. One of the coolest things about MUTAHAR is like, this is a guy that runs with Charlie, one of some of the big wigs, super powerful guy. He came to us. He came to Augie. He came to my stream. Actually, the thing that's so confusing about this is like when I met MUTAHAR, he came to me a stream when I was actually critical of him and kind of dealt with it and talked. And that's the thing I always liked about him. You know, like he always could like, we met him over like the Ethan Klein fuck up. And he's like, yeah, I screwed it up. Blah, blah, blah. I don't know why he handled this so much differently. Maybe because the pedo thing that's attached to it. But you know what? You're not one. So you know what? You're going to have to do
more to lose, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, maybe more to lose. But you know what? I kind of resent that because I don't like being called that any more than he does. And his fucking buddy, Mama Max. Hey, hi, Mama Max. As someone who's been hurt by Muda, I feel your pain. But I guess it was okay for me when I was the only one that had the balls to stand up to that guy. So he makes this apology. And wow.
Make this video without at least addressing why I took a hiatus a week and a half ago. See, I talk about taking accountability, and one of the accountability things that I want to take is making video titled Post Next Clarity about a week and a half ago. Where, again, I took a matter that I probably should have handled over a phone call privately, and I made it a whole public thing for about, a few hours, and it's one of those things that I should.
And anybody who thinks that I'm like just digging up drama for this, just remember what he just said. He made it a whole public thing, and that's why I think it's fair to make it a public thing now. You know, I would much rather this. I mean, I basically put my arms out. I made the redemption fucking arc stream and say, I want to give Muda a chance and all that stuff. So I definitely like reached out. He did not reach out to me until he found out I was furious.
Could have handled, again, privately, talking to Nux, somebody I worked with for years. Now, this was all in relation to a collaboration we did on his channel about, 2021, 2020 at this point. And it was one where, again, I had received a lot of comments on a Reddit and, again, various other social medias. And it's something that brewed for a few months. And it caused me to make a pretty bad decision on my channel.
Hit the panic button.
Upload a 39-minute video, which I would say a big chunk of it was really a hit piece on somebody rather than actually addressing things. So
and this is funny. This isn't addressed much either. This is just I'm going to choose to what side I'm going to say sorry to. Probably could have said sorry to everybody, including Nux.
At the end of the day, I just wanted to come in and say that really I want to address the serious mistake that I made, which is making that video in the first place. And again, throwing somebody under the bus like that. So again, for this, I just want to say that all these situations have been resolved pretty much in privately between me and Nux and any party that was really involved in this. And since then, I've taken time off.
I just realized this. He's kicking the bottom of his desk. He's really fucking, his legs shaking.
Clearly, and I've talked to a lot of, big industry friends here, like people in this game, people in YouTube, and it was really,
I guess not us,
just that caused me to really have some self-reflection instead of crashing out in public and constantly making videos in a period.
And one thing, like Chud pointed out, it sounds like he's apologizing to that he's not apologizing, but spoken to like Nick and Chud. From what I understand, that was the case. No, he just begged for forgiveness from Nux Taku. That's what happened.
Chud, I can understand, but the fact that he hasn't talked to Nick is kind of crazy.
Yeah, I mean, like that's the thing. Like, we're sloppy YouTubers. We're in the drama and stuff like that. Like, I don't know anybody, and I'm one of the smallest guys now. I don't know if you noticed this. Everybody kind of moved past me. Like, I don't know anybody who had nothing but respect for him, and wouldn't bend over backwards for him.
That's not that discounts, clearly, the mistake that I made. It made me go into some level of, thinking for myself, really mentally assessing where I am. And it caused me to, again, have a bit of a reset. And it's this reset that I want to make videos like this, the one that you're about to watch, in action, not just mumbling words, of content that I want to make in the future. So,
so you don't want to make the content when we were all helping him out? Or Augie or anybody? Now it's just like, that's what it sounds. It sounds like I'm disposable. It sounds like everybody's disposable. And I'm just like, I met a fork in the road, and I'm going to take a loss either way. So I'm just taking the one that's going to be the pain. This is an apology. It's the path of least resistance.
I want to take accountability for a seriously, fucking shitty video that I made about a week and a half
ago. This one is too.
And it's one of those videos where I want to move on past from. I've talked to everyone privately, which I should have in the first place. And
Well, I don't know if he's like meaning me personally, right? I don't know like when he recorded this or anything, but I think I would assume that it would have been the guys who made the videos on him, right? Like which was Nick
Chud?
and Chud, and Chud was brutal, but I don't think unfair, and Nick was generous and accused of sweeping, and me, I was like everybody's telling me how naive I am, and you know what? I think those are fair criticisms. After this,
yeah, that's pretty much what it comes out to. So ultimately, things have pretty much been resolved, and
so two out of the three bad guys were in your corner and wanted you to pull this through.
Don't really think that there's any point addressing this going on into the future. For the people that have basically,
and can you imagine like Chud came in here the other day and didn't start screaming at me? I don't know how he didn't.
not wanting to watch me because of it. I hope I can earn that view back. For the people that want to give me a second chance, I really appreciate it, and I want this video.
Yeah, he wants the Nuxtaku viewers back. He doesn't want you. You guys are dredges in society because you like to play video games and laugh at idiots of the internet, which he had absolutely no problem, being a part of that, and he was good at it. I mean, Kevin doesn't get busted without him. Mama Max doesn't get busted without him, and I do not take it back. I'm rethinking it, and we'll go over it later. He did help me out and said he would, and contacted me, and he did all those things. No one else has done anything like that for me before.
An example of the kind of stuff that I want to make going into the future. I read a lot of comments from people diehard in the community, people who want more deep web stuff. Maybe make it a weekly thing, which I've been saying for months now, but obviously when you get caught up in like the whole content drama mill, you do get lost in the sauce. So I want
for 5 fucking years, by the way. I was looking at it was 2019.
When what?
I think
2019 you got caught up in the drama mill?
Hold on a second. Let's double check this.
Are you talking about Ethan? 2020 was the Ethan Klein thing.
2020 was Ethan Klein, so it's damn near 5 years.
Yeah, 2020, because May 2020 is when the whole Keemstar versus
okay,
drama.
All right. So I was going to say, because when he came out of my show out of nowhere, and I was fucking thrilled. He's never been anything but nice to me.
bring that back weekly, maybe not this week because this video just came out, but maybe cover things like virus investigations, obviously, go back to Linux stuff, which there is a lot to talk about there. Gaming, a lot to talk about there. We just had the Crazy Game Awards, and if I want to talk about trending stuff, I think I should really stay in my lane.
Yeah, it's just funny. Like he thought the solution to this problem was to bury Nuxtaku, and when he couldn't bury Nuxtaku, now he's just gonna passively bury the commentary community. The guys
I wish I could have heard.
Guys that are telling the truth. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Matt.
Yeah, I wish I could have heard what the Nuxtaku MUTAHAR conversation was like. You think it was like a normal conversation, like, hey, why
bend in the knee?
Or do you think
if I bend in the knee, that's what I think.
Yeah, no, I'm saying, but did you think it go full YouTube and Nuxtaku was like, you know what I got on you, right, Muda?
No, I don't know about that.
I could fuck your whole or something like that.
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't begrudge anybody who thought that way. I think it was just like, just keep your fans off me, but it's not said out loud, and it's just an apology.
Field of expertise and cover crazy stuff like Scam Tua, which both of us went offline at the same time.
And by the way, the guy that he's making the apology to is a guy that made a video supporting Zero, right? Mm-hmm. And before you guys say, you tried to give Zero the benefit of the doubt, too, and that's true until I found out he was unapologetic. And you can go watch that video, and I'm just trying to be as fair as humanly possible to all sides.
Conveniently, I heard Nux actually deleted the Zero video not too long ago, right around when this drama came out.
And I don't want to make it seem like it's like Muda is like you gotta throw. At least not from me anyway. And if somebody else told him to fucking bury Nux, see, I think somebody told him to bury Nuxtaku without knowing everything that he was involved with, and I was like, yeah, that's a good idea. That's what I think.
Yeah,
but I think the person or persons, I'm pretty sure person. That gave him that advice probably didn't know the whole stretch of things. They didn't know the whole thing. You know, it's like, yeah, fuck that guy. Just throw him on the bus. And then he found Tanga or whatever his name was. Didn't do the proper research. So, I could use this guy. Bang. And that guy's worse than Nux.
Time, and only one of us has been back so far. And of course, beyond all of that, I definitely want to talk about alien stuff for sure, because it is a passion of mine, and I think I really should be tapping more into the passions that I have. That's been a pretty common theme talking with my friend group. But ultimately,
you just start talking to aliens, figure out a way around this.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to end this off over here. I want to take accountability for that shitty video that I made. And
this is not taking accountability. This is not. I'm sorry, it isn't. It's not even close. This is satisfying a part of the audience that you want to keep and disposing of the other part that might be critical. And none of this is necessary. And he knows this because he's made mistakes. Every commentator makes mistakes. It's all about how you handle it. And somebody wrote me, I think today, like, what do we have? Tipster's leaving the commentary community. Bobax is leaving the commentary community. Now Muda's leaving the commentary community. It never goes well. But you could leave the commentary community. Just do it and don't turn it into a fucking event. That's it. That's all you got to do. Don't turn it into an event. You have to make
Tipster's left the commentary community in 3 years, like 3-4 times in 3 years.
3-4 times. Like, why? I'm leaving commentary. Because all it really means is, screw Nick and Chud and Augie and me. And that's what it really means. That's what it meant for Tipster. That's what it meant for Bobax. Like, none of this is necessary. I mean, I don't know who's giving you. I don't understand. I'm like the old man around here, and I understand I've never reached the heights as a lot of these guys, or he made the money they made, or what have you. But I'm pretty freaking solid with how to go about, and I've been able to keep afloat with what little talent I have. And I've always been. I don't think I've ever given anybody any bad advice. I've had, I don't know, one of the Arcade 1-Up guys listened to me. He's the only one. That's why you never heard of him. Because he never got in trouble. He was going to do something really dumb, and I told him why I was going to. I told him all the results, and he's like, that makes perfect sense. I'm not going to do that. Speaking of the Arcade 1-Up, boy, there's something coming on the pike there.
Move on forward, and I've resolved everything privately, as I should have. And ultimately, at the end of the day, I want to get back to content that I think ultimately provides more positivity.
See, he says it's vague because it's supposed to satisfy both sides in a weird way, because it's like most of the larger part of his audience is like, oh, okay, he bent the knee to Nuxtaku. And then it might fool a commentary fan thinking, oh, he must have talked to Nick and Chud.
In the world, rather than regurgitating negative, pointless, meaningless drama, which does well in the short term, but is not good for your channel going forward. And I just want to take.
It infuriates me.
This is like the guy who says he's going to
stop drinking. 5 years. You did 5 years. I'm going to take what? It's okay to fry everybody else, but when shit starts coming your way, that's when it's a problem. That's when commentary is a problem. I honestly, I'm probably not the nicest guy in the world, and I don't mind when people blow up in the internet, and I definitely have made money off of this, but morally, I'm pretty sound. I've never screwed anybody. I don't think Nick has either. In fact, I think Nick has gotten screwed more than, or one of his stupid fans, but they have no idea who they're screwing with.
Take this time to, again, apologize to my community, take accountability, and make content that, realistically, a lot of the people that watch me for the longest time have been around for, that have basically been starving. But, hopefully I can earn your trust and earn...
Yeah. I told you, Muda, not to go with those loser commentators. Those critics that basically is too. And nothing would surprise me less if Muda went back to doing these type of topics just without us, which he's certainly entitled to do. But by saying leaving the commentators, it's like leaving a portion of the internet. Like, we're not popular outside a certain area because we criticize their fucking friends. I always say this, I've said this before. It hasn't happened in a while. I've had fans turn to me because I finally get to their YouTuber. Like I'll make a passing criticism of Charlie that's not even like hateful or angry, and then it's like the end of the fucking world. Or I'll make a joke about lolcow. You know.
Well, that's just King being King.
Yeah, I know. He's just trying to stir up drama. You know? Yeah. But I mean, Jesus Christ, I couldn't even get
this guy said we don't like black people. Tommy said we don't like black people.
I don't think he even believes that. I don't think he even believes that. It's too funny. You know, that's what I said. No, I said it was good that black people were smart enough to stay away from the show. It's just a joke, you know.
Level of admiration back. If not, that's cool. If so,
maybe I'll do that tomorrow. Screw it.
Maybe that'd be great. I'd love to hear you react to what Boogie says about you.
Oh yeah, Boogie will say anything about me.
But that being said, let's get to Metal Gear Solid 2 and how.
Yeah, right. So,
oh man,
this posts have been removed. Remove the Nux Taka video. I can't. While I can't be a friend to Nux as someone of questionable things that have surfaced, but I apologize to the class. I'm not even 100% sure what makes him a creeper too. Other than he's in the anime.
Yeah, so he says this, right? But isn't their friendship still intact now? Like
I have no idea. I don't care who he's friends with. I don't think he did anything wrong by watching that stuff. I think what is he spoke about that type of art, and he was obviously into it at some time or at some level, and then was like, "Oh, this is awful." You know, he fucking virtues.
He panicked because he was like, "Oh no, Mama Max again! I got to get out of this," you know, and boom, like,
yeah. I still apologize for collaborations that took place. I don't take aim to repeat those same mistakes. I'm sorry. I am Dari. Regarding the last video on Nux, while I can't be friends, I guess this was changed. Friends, after something recent things have surfaced, I do feel. Bitch. Thanks for the sub. I do feel it's an overreaction that stemmed from being emotional reaction from the community on Reddit. Yeah, that's probably true. Yes. I've been watching my content for the past few weeks, and I realized my channel has slipped into a slop channel. That pisses me off to no fucking end. Oh, that makes me so mad. Slipped into. You have been coming around for close to half a decade already. Close to half a decade.
Yeah.
Oh, I slipped into this. I slipped into that. You know, here's another thing. You could have slipped out by just not doing it, making an announcement, and keep all your ducks in a row. Oh God, here's what it would have been. Oh, MUTAHAR doesn't cover that kind of stuff no more. No one was going to come and say, "Well, you better cover this." I made more drama-related content over the last several months than I have fun. Okay, fair enough. I don't want to do the pedo stuff for the most part. I just said I wasn't going to do it anymore as best I could because I knew I couldn't completely expect it, and I moved on. And Keepstar said I was crazy. Engaged in informative content that includes producing videos that don't release daily. I don't know. It just sounds like he just gave you another subject to cover. You got to cross your T's and dot your I's in commentary. Like, yeah. we make fun of Nick because he's a T-crosser I dotter, and I've made fun of him before that. But that's why he's like who he is, and one of the most influential guys, if not the. Even the people that want to call slop YouTubers, and even though he has the exact same format as Chud and Tom, they're afraid to say anything about him. Oh, Nick DiOrio makes great content, even though it's identical to Chud's. The only thing Chud doesn't do is make straight videos. That's it. Tom does, and Nick barely does anymore. His last video was almost a year now, right? It was Mama Max.
Nick?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mama Max.
Yeah. And then Tom, who takes some of this shit well, he does all three. He does the straight non-slop video, he does the streams, and then he does the slop videos, the clips from the streams. Sounds like hard work. Not that this is hard, but it's he's dedicated.
Sounds like an Adderall addiction.
Don't say that and get sued. What's the matter with you?
By Turkey Tom?
Yeah. No, he's got money now. I don't know what he's talking about. This includes producing videos that don't really release daily. I need to take some more time in content. Yeah, probably just cross your T's and dot your I's a couple times a week, and stands in the quality, not quality. I mean, how first of all, Willie Mack made a video called The Last YouTuber, right? And it was about Charlie. And that he was like the last kind of really old school YouTuber, stared in the camera, and shot. And that was one of the things that always impressed me.
Makes videos on whatever he wants to.
And just looks straight in the camera, no effects. So like, how can you up your quality? Your quality is your whole personality.
Yeah.
I mean, don't tell me the Keffels thing didn't take a shit ton of work. And if you don't want to put the work in, it's a simple solution to the problem. Don't cover it. I'm not covering it. They piss and moan about you covering. It's like, no, I only cover what I want. I want to do dark web this week. I want to do solid snake the next week. I do what I want. Sorry, I'm not covering that. I'm not interested in that. I don't want to put the time into it. That's all you had to do. Tommy heard me having this conversation with my wife. Yeah. And he knew exactly who I was talking about. Because he heard me complaining over the weekend, but this was like, I told my wife about the video, and I'm looking behind me, and he's just staring at me, right? And I just said, I told you, Tommy, the YouTube guys aren't all that great, even the ones you watch. I'm sure they're in the same like things, because I'm getting to that point where this is like just a YouTuber behavior. At very least, I think I'm being generous by saying, just not like declaring he's just a YouTuber, which is a meme here on the channel, by the way. He is kind of just a YouTuber. I want to get into this more important stuff like Solid Snake. You're just a YouTuber. Like, don't take it that seriously. It's funny, aren't the guys that are calling us slop the ones that take themselves too fucking seriously? You're just a YouTuber. Just a YouTuber that sucks off Mr. Beast. Like soggy cereal pretending he's a journalist. I don't know. He did a pretty good job pretending he was a journalist, because I can't say that. I got to take that back, because he did what everybody else does. An agenda. Spectacular work, soggy cereal. The guy that's so much better than Chud. Sorry, he's been full of shit ever since Mama Mac's situation. I want to read that. He's been full of shit ever since the Mama Mac's situation. Now that you look at the H3 videos, he made it shows in a different light. Yeah, I mean, I guess. I don't know. So I think we got that pretty much. I don't have to read the whole thing. All right, this is. I gotta keep my together. But I watched this 3 or 4 times. The first time I watched this, right? I didn't. It had no reaction, and neither did fucking Verst. Right? This is the video that Chud showed me that he thought he was taking a fucking sting at me, and I watched the first time I watched it, I was like, no, it could mean 20 different fucking things until you check the date.
I was actually just about to ask.
Yeah, it's August 15th, 2022. This is 2 weeks after the Mama Mac, and it was probably made the week before, because that's the way the Some Ordinary podcast worked. So this is unbelievable to me, like unbelievable. So this is when Mama Max, made his. He pretended that he caught another fucking pedo that he didn't, and basically made most of the intro about me, saying that I was pedo permissive.
So just for the date on the Mama Max video is August 5th, 2022.
August 5th, so it's 10 days
before.
later. So this was probably recorded when I was still on vacation.
Yeah.
And when I first saw this, it meant nothing, and then I'm like, oh my God.
Did you guys see recently this Mama Max versus the commentary community type shit?
I don't know. I saw his. Yeah. It's like all my friends that are fighting him right now. All my buddies.
I am so obviously being biased here. Max is a very close friend of mine. It was completely unexpected to see him. So something that I really don't like about current day internet commentary in general, or anybody on the internet, is I feel everyone takes a big side. There's a
there's like some cliquey bullshit now where like you have to be part of a community, you have to be part of a certain side. And also, you know, it's kind of just like, I feel like a lot of takes nowadays are done to be a contrarian, you know? Like right. Everyone just has to like be against somebody. Like, you know what I mean? It's like just a weird scenario where like you have to be against somebody, or you're like you're taking a side or whatever. And it's just like, so for me on the internet, like I have one simple rule. I'm like, I think all people that are like child, you know, offenders, you know, probably should be locked up, sent to jail, all that shit. You know what I mean? Throw away the key.
Oh, I don't believe that.
I don't think that that's a bad take to have.
Oh,
but nowadays you come across a few people that are like, well, maybe you're being a little pedophobic, Muda. And I'm like, hold on a second, you can't use that.
Oh, that's what I said. That was my argument. How did you know?
Fucking phrase around me. Yeah. No. I'm like, so
I am pedophobic.
Yeah, like I'm on the internet and like, okay, so there's like this debate about like, okay, here's my biggest red flag. Like when I'm talking to somebody and I ask you, what's the age of consent? What do you think about the age of consent? Their answer, in my opinion, should be like,
oh, I make age of consent arguments all the time.
That's it, or 17, or whatever the legal age is. But when you're going like 17, but let's talk about the history of age of consent around the entire world. I'm like, all right,
when you say, listen, before answering, you do realize that age of consent is a social construct. And it's like, well, you know.
Under communism, we don't need age of consent, okay? There's no exploitation under communism.
No,
that's what we really need to think about.
It's so wild when you talk to these people. It's like, I feel like
Who are you talking to? Who are you talking to? Because in 2021, I was really the only person that spoke out, and a little bit Nick Diorio. In 2022, when I did the shock my gang, that whole thing, that was a response to Mama Max. Matt was right here. I was literally the only critic.
Do you have a clip of that?
Who are these fucking critics?
Tipster.
It was Tipster a little bit? Oh, who bent the knee right away.
Out the fuck out, yeah.
Bent the knee immediately. Who are these? There was nobody saying anything. So if he doesn't mean me, he's lying about all these so-called people. So I can't say for sure 100% he's talking about me. But here's what I knew. I was the only one of the bulls to speak up about it.
Like maybe Vito? Like maybe
Vito? But Vito didn't make those pedo. He wasn't making any of those arguments on my show. And you go back and watch. Tom said too, my friends. Nobody's making that argument. They're saying I said it was a racket. I said he wasn't catching anybody. And here's the best part. What I was criticizing is Max made a video where he went to YouTubers like MUTAHAR that he knew, lied to them, lied to their face, and told them that he wanted to make a video of them speaking out on content, like dark content, like Next Post stuff or Night Doc stuff being removed. But he took the responses and edited them in such a way that he was making a video. The video that came out is YouTube's permissive about pedophiles. And then we found out that he lied to the people that were in that fucking video. That was my criticism. It wasn't cringe. It wasn't age of consent. And it certainly wasn't pedophobic. So yeah, maybe he's talking about fucking were we just listening to I guess you didn't watch my stream. So there's two things you can get from this. You think he's fucking talking about me. He doesn't know what he's talking about, or he's lying. He's lying about this massive people that are criticizing Mama Max. By the way, it was just fucking me.
This sounds like you didn't watch your stream and just listen to what Mama Max had to say, like behind the scenes.
Oh, there's a good chance. Yeah. Did he say cringe in the beginning, or people called it cringe or something like that?
So bad.
Yeah, I think so.
Because we're at a point where, like, I would say 4 years ago, we were like, yeah, fuck all pedophiles, right? Like, yeah,
we reached a consensus. Like, we reached like a point where everyone was in agreement.
Yeah,
we were exactly.
See, I'm sorry, that sounds dishonest to me. Nobody was talking like this, including Vito. And Vito's argument with the pedos are, which by the way I disagree with, I think they should be burned alive. Is I think they need help. That's his entire fucking argument. I don't know why he went in the tank for Mr. Girl. I don't know why he did all that stuff. But essentially, his argument does boil down to that.
We're all agreeing that this was wrong, and nowadays it's like, don't be,
As soon as maps and stuff like that and like the pedo thing becomes like normal.
And by the way, why aren't I throwing Tom under the bus? I don't think I don't know that I don't know when this was recorded. I don't know that the interview hadn't happened. And the way it's being presented to Tom, I don't necessarily he's just trying to be funny.
Yeah, Tom's just riffing.
Yeah, he's just, exactly. Like, I would have done the same thing if I didn't know anything about this particular topic or didn't know all the ins and outs.
Yeah.
You know?
Really widely defended. And you can't just say pedophiles suck. Like I know are bad all the time, no matter what. Like if you're attracted,
is there any like hard place to go? Is it like talking about the trans community or something? You get a lot of pushback when you bitch about pedophiles. Where Oompaville? Where?
To people who are
and they're all just sitting there fucking jerking each other off in this goddamn HUD box, and nobody's like being critical at all. And no, I'm leaving Tom out of it, not just because he's my friend. He's riffing, and these are the guys that are the other three are virtue signaling.
18, you're not like,
it's not messed up,
and you're not like doing something about it and trying to rewire your brain in some way, and you're not accepting that is a terrible, horrible thing. Like regardless of what you believe, then I will definitely.
He knows exactly what to fucking tell people what they want to hear. No wonder Mr. Beast went to you, sir.
The internet at that point.
They all do.
If the ivory tower is that just closed off from reality, I will no longer be.
Like I'm done out of the internet at that point. Like if we get to a point where it's like, guys, we should be more accepting. I'm like, nah.
Oh yeah, because that was my argument.
I understand being blackpilled about that kind of thing, though, but I don't think we'll get to that point. Thankfully, I think we'll stray away. There's enough like normal like.
I don't think we get to that point, Tom. Tom, he's saying it's out there already.
People that there would be a lot of pushback to that kind of thing.
Yeah.
That being said, once in a while you do see that kind of stuff. I make a lot of videos about those kinds of people.
Yeah, and they're freaks. They're freaks of fucking nature.
Hey, buddy.
That's why Tom makes videos, because they're unusual that people would do that. And it wasn't what I did. I said it was a racket. I said he wasn't showing evidence of nailing people. I said he was using this for clout and cash. By the way, thanks to MUTAHAR, we found out that was 100% true. And it was all on the surface. And here's another thing that I wonder if they knew that too. I can't prove this either. I wonder if they knew it and they were all just terrified of him. And why would I
throw him off the ship?
Why would I think that? Because Night Docs came into fucking that same goddamn stream that Mama Max referenced and sat there and tried to make it like Mama Max is doing the right thing. He had already been accused, from what I understand, at that point by Mama Max in his circle, and then they all dumped him. So maybe they realized, wow, Night Docs got fucked. I don't want it to be me. Maybe that's what Muda's thinking. I'd sure like to know.
One of them I remember was Amos Yee, who you guys may remember him from a few years ago.
Yeah, I was making strong arguments for him.
Yeah, and I made a video about him, and for the audience, basically, he was a dude who.
It's like they're not talking about the same thing.
Yeah, I know.
Surprise, surprise! He ended up.
Tom's performing.
Being caught grooming, being a pedophile.
Surprise, surprise. A lot of people thought he was just fucking being wacky for the sake of being wacky. And I remember Dankula didn't get fooled by that. He was like, that's the real deal. So, like, if people are complaining about it, so here's, I almost want to bring this back just a fucking second. Hold on a second.
Did you guys see recently this Mama Max versus the commentary community type shit?
I don't know. I saw his.
Yeah, it's like all
versus me.
Friends that are fighting him right now. All my buddies.
I am so obviously being biased here. Max is a very close friend of mine. It was completely unexpected to see him. So something that I really don't like about current day like internet commentary.
And here's another thing. He's already aware, because this is what 6-7 months later, that he's been lied to. Because remember, he spoke out on that video because he was told, by the way, I believe this, that it was about taking dark content off the internet, something I could completely get behind. And by the way, when Night Docs called, I made it abundantly clear. And they lied to, he couldn't even call Max out when they lied to him. He took what they said, twisted it, and turned it into a completely different narrative than what he told them they were speaking out on. He knows this at that time. It had been months later. This is months. This whole thing was like 2021, 22, 23. Finally, took 3 years.
in general, or like anybody on the internet, is like, I feel like everyone takes a big side. Like there's like some cliquey bullshit now where like you have to be part of a community, you have to be part of a certain side, and also, you know, it's kind of just like.
So I have no idea what he's talking about. I think he's just virtue signaling and being completely, which always gets you in trouble, and being completely fucking dishonest at most generous.
The clicky bullshit with Mama. The click was the Mama
Max.
Mama
Max, not me.
Yeah, yeah, fucking Tommy and Tipster, the big fucking the click. Yeah, watch out! It's Shawn Michaels and Diesel right now. Fucking the click of the commentary community.
So how strong? What's his face was unbelievable. So I think it's time to watch, and I've never watched this publicly. Mama Max's attack on me. Let's watch some of them. Let's all watch together.
So today there's this cringe lord named Mama Max. He's this fucking arrogant asshole prick on YouTube and Twitter, trying to start the next ad.
By the way, this is supposed to be me. I don't know why he took a lame Australian accent, but hey.
Wasn't there someone else that made fun of him that was, I don't know. Like, I was there a British guy that was criticizing him?
Who? Was anybody saying that?
I don't remember.
I don't think, it's not British. That's an Australian accent. Maybe he thinks it's English.
Same difference.
Apocalypse, I guess. No, sir. Oh, no, you don't. Not on my watch. I'm gonna fucking destroy you now. Because this is my livelihood. You posed a threat. You dare pose a threat to my monetization?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, buddy.
No.
By the way, I said it was monetization of the whole platform. And the fact that the whole thing was a scam, that we know now for a fact, yes, it did pose a threat. I was right about that too.
I'm out here changing lives. Reacting to Twitter drama all day.
Yeah.
So what I'm gonna do now? I'm gonna fucking nuke you.
Man, and since then I don't make long announcements for my vacations. Ever since then, I do not. Like, it's just like a week. Oh, by the way, I go on vacation next week. I learned my lesson.
My face when I saw this fucking video.
Oh.
Let's watch this shit. Actually, you know what? Before we even watch it, let's take a caller. Hi, you're live on the air.
I pick pedophiles.
That's a reference to Vito's joke.
Yes.
It's YouTube, like, because he's being all self-righteous. It's YouTuber pedophiles. By the way, the video that fucking MUTAHAR was involved in. And he wrote as a joke, clearly, yeah, that I'm for pedophiles. You know, because it's so stupid.
Wow. Wow. Okay. I absolutely agree. Thank you so much for calling in. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. I'm just fucking kidding.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God.
I can't believe a guy like this is creepy with his girlfriends.
I remember watching this. I was like, yeah, I don't think Mama Max can take criticism, Tommy.
So I want you to keep in mind something. When MUTAHAR does that, this is the video that comes out, and I want you to look how early this is in the video. It's definitely about me.
Shot from the point, bitch.
He's addressing his critics here. His critics are just calling him cringe and really are either permissive, right? I was the critic. The only critic. And he, like, I'm going to tell you something. He wrote me today, and I think it might be a lie, that he told me that he didn't know I was really the only critic out there at that time. You couldn't have watched this video and not known that, unless you just touched base with Mama Max, and he told you, yeah, they're just calling it cringe, and some of these guys I think are like actually like pedo permissive, and probably threw in Vito's name after that.
Yeah.
There's no fucking way he didn't know. And why did he continue to have a relationship with me if I'm like that? Well, I guess you had a relationship with Nux. You know. If I was really like that, I'd be gone. I'd been gone like day one. I'd 4chan, goddamn Kiwi Farms, and none of that was true. All right, somebody say, I don't think he knew Mama Max was a scam. I can't prove any of this. I can't think he's talking about me. How could... Because Tom says he's fighting my guys. He says the critics are like, you have to like, you're just being contrarian for contrarian's sake. Like, I'm in the beginning of the video. I was like the talking point of the entire fucking 50-minute video. He's got to know.
Well, it's not the entire 50-minute video.
Well, no, on the major talk. But I was no. I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that.
Well, no. Let me say. Yeah. Eventually, he starts hunting a child predator in this video.
Yes, I understand that. But TikTok, this got the headlines, not the fake guy that he caught supposedly.
Yeah.
You know.
After YouTube took down the previous video for the usual dumbass reasons,
you put naked fucking people in your shit. Anybody would have got that. Like, literally, he puts a naked ass in a fucking video, it gets taken down, and he acts like he pretends they're pedo permissive.
Yeah.
Like, it's unfucking believable. And I point that out. By the way, that was another one of the criticisms I made. I point that out. That's what I did. Like, here's another thing, too. Can you count on how many times... Like, I don't even use the word cringe all that much, if ever. It's like, you know why? And I'll tell you why I don't do it. Because I'm fucking 48 years old, and it sounds cringe coming from an old guy.
Called upon you all to force them into responding, and the shitstorm that subsequently followed graciously...
And here's another thing, too. He went on a Twitter tirade on me when I was on vacation, and renamed himself Mommy Z, the whole character. Yep. He did that's exactly what he did. How did Muda not know this? And he told me today that he didn't know I was really the only critic at the time. So, I mean, it's either like, I suppose it's possible, to be fair, but it's hard to believe. Thank you. I'm almost 50, Connecticut. And if my wife leaves me, I'll fly out here. All right.
Gave us exactly that. Although I am beyond grateful for the results, I do not condone the harassment of innocent people just because they disagree with us.
Yeah, that old trick.
Even those I could learn a thing or two from, and I can see how some felt I made a mockery of your struggles and your traumas for personal gain. And that is the last thing I ever want. So I apologize to all CSA survivors who were hurt by my video. As for
I'm gonna keep making them.
You do not kiss your mother with that mouth. Oh! From the very DNA I designed the Pick a Side campaign, we impelled the mobs to howl.
The thing is, you remember Nightox is in there saying it wasn't a binary thing. There was more nuance to it, and it's called Pick a Side.
Our message into the high heavens. Some with a bit more salt than others.
You're a fucking liar! You're a piece of...
By the way, all those things right there, and then he didn't know. This I'm sure he didn't know. All these barcodes are about molesting me.
Shit! You're not a journalist. You don't give a... You're a clout chasing just another YouTuber. You're no different than anybody else. You don't give a rat's ass, and you can suck my...
I'm all class.
Yeah, fuck you! Fuck you! How about this? How about look at the camera? You know what? You look like a creepy pedophile. Maybe you touched a kid or two. That's what it is, wannabe piece of shit! You don't give a shit about kids. I actually have to! Is anybody fucking you to make one? I bet they can't!
It's actually kind of fun to watch now.
And that's not me calling you a pedophile, number 46853. That's me calling you stupid. I would never threaten you.
He didn't send me the fucking DM because he knew I would fucking see right through it. He knew I would see through.
Yeah, because he was sending everybody DMs. And by the way, Mama Max followed me back in 2016, right? Because of beta.
I think he was a fan.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think he might have been too. But like what I'm talking about is if he came to me and said I want to do this, I would have been suspicious about it immediately. And I was right. Muda was lied to and never even participated in that video, was lied to. And that wasn't enough for them to say, all right, I got to fucking separate myself from that guy. But it was enough for them to have a conversation 6 months later and talk about his only critics are the ones that are like, either just calling, cringe, cringe. Or they're secretly permissive.
Through it, he knew I would expose him, and he figured putting me at the end, this is a threat. This is a
YouTuber 69420.
fucking threat.
That wasn't a threat, silly.
It was.
So, again, I'm gonna have to upset all of my...
I get in here. Unfucking believable.
And you think and I got in there. This is the 2021 that me and Jeff made, right? And it was like it was like, no, this is not the way to do it, man. This is like over the top. It's like, that's cringy. I think I might have said that was cringe back in 2021. Because you can see I'm living in my old apartment. It was 4 years ago. By the way, it's 4 years ago this week we left.
Was that
the other one?
Was that 2021 or was it?
Yeah,
I think this is that clip. I think is 2020.
No. That clip is 2020, but the one below it that
on the right.
No, this one on the right. Yeah, the one below it, the one with me and Jeff is 2021. The one on the top is 2022.
Is it 2021?
Yes. Yes. No. You weren't there. You weren't with me in the first one.
Yeah, that's right. I came in January 2021.
Yeah, January.
So I think it was before. Okay.
Exactly. Or wait, I'm sorry. That's 2020.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
2020. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what I see what you're saying. That's 2020. Yeah. The other one's 2020. Okay.
I'm gonna have to upset all of my fellow creators. That was a prediction, and you fell right into it.
Oh,
as predicted.
Oh, it was a 4D chess move, huh?
Yeah. Anytime you ever hear someone go, "Oh, you just activated my trap card," I was planning all along for you to do a video on me, Tommy. Like it's all bullshit.
Yeah. The tiniest YouTuber, sure.
So when I saw this part, I was like, "Oh yeah, YouTubers are also retards." Okay.
Yeah.
Even if they have like 750,000 subs,
this is
retards.
This is a riot in hindsight, man. It really is.
Yeah. You all are. What I did not foresee, however, was when you accidentally aligned with actual pedophiles along the way.
This is the most impressive.
Don't you think he was obligated to prove why Vito was a pedophile?
Tweet on this so far. It is the only guy with balls, if you ask me. And Vito's got the ball to crack this joke. I pick pedophiles. I pick pedophiles.
Well, because you gave me a choice.
1 week later.
Vito said this: having basic empathy for non-offending pedophiles will ultimately lead to less child abuse. Non-offending means that we understand breaking the laws is a no-no. All right?
There's nothing quite as poetic as the blind stupidity.
Yeah, the blind stupidity. He left out what I always say when I say Vito wants treatment. I disagree. I don't think there's any fucking treatment. He conveniently left that part out.
Of the commentary community. And when I confronted these hypocritical little contrarians on their own bullshit, they would not let me speak to them.
That wasn't true. I said I was going to finish first, and then he could come on, and he wouldn't come on.
We even had the video edited, shortened, because it taken out a bunch of the people just so we can get through it quicker, because we knew someone was going to want to call in.
Sure. And he didn't.
But 5 minutes in, he was 5 minutes in, he was in there.
Mm-hmm.
So what he was planning on doing is coming in before everything to try and railroad you, to try and be like, "Oh, Tommy, you mean you're like cool? You know, I'm not trying to do like that."
And I knew that because Keepstar does that, and I used to Keepstar. No, you're coming in after I'm done with this.
Yeah.
Because you're going to answer. Because is it so like crazy to say that he knew it was a scam, and he knew I was onto him?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
maybe.
At this point, yeah.
Sure.
One of Max is in the chat trying to bait you to bring him on. He's saying, "Wish we could have talked like adults, man."
Could talk like adults. You didn't make a fucking video like a fucking adult. That anybody.
Yeah, exactly. He lied to the people who are in there.
Other than a fucking child couldn't be. I mean, this is literally made for stupid people. Stupid people and.
Oh my. I didn't know making a video like an adult meant reacting to Twitter drama and screaming at the camera like a whiny little baby. All because I intentionally made a video worth talking about. Please teach me your ways, washed up commentary channel number 46,008.
Still here, you're gone, motherfucker.
153. Anyway, I can see a simple conversation is asking for too much when you're busy inviting more pedophiles onto your show.
Mr. Girl, because you're a pedophile? You're a pedophile? You know, here's the thing about you. Like, I want to like you. Because
I already like you.
Oh, that's great.
Well, I can't say it was the wrong choice. Because your friends that did end up...
So, he doesn't play the part. It's like I want to like you. But, you know, you're sitting there saying these kids are attractive. They're children. And he fucking comes right out. I was interviewing. By the way, he called in. I didn't fucking invite him in. He called in. And you could see my reaction. I wanted to throw up.
Mm-hmm.
And he was.
I think at one point.
Yeah.
At one point,
I can interview. By the way, I can real quick. I can interview who the fuck I want. I can interview Adolf Hitler. And if Adolf Hitler calls in, I'm gonna put him on.
I think at one point you said something like, "Dude, I got a daughter, man." Like, and then like Mr. Girl was like, "Why'd you say that?"
He's like,
"Why would you say that?"
Why would I say that?
Then
Because go ahead.
People tried to use you saying, oh, "I got a daughter, dude." Let's not like they try to use that against you. Like, why would you bring up your daughter? You know, stuff like that. It's just,
no. I'm proud of my daughter.
Daughter,
because it creeps me out when you talk about a fucking movie about underage kids, you know, performing sexual stuff, and you're talking like it's not a big deal. Unbelievable.
Talking to me. Let's just say they did not like the humiliation.
Oh, he deletes his fucking Twitter every other day.
Yeah. Good job. You got Tipster to deactivate. That's a Monday. Like,
misbehave. At least some of them apologized to Mama for their bad manners. Either way, they did everything.
That was a good move, Tipster.
we wanted them to do.
Or he could have stood on principle. But that's hard. That's the hard way.
Because in their every attempt to deplatform us, they kept giving us the very platform we instructed of them. However,
that's true. Kavos was a bit of a critic. I'm not mistaken. I don't think he ever backed off.
Quest to use them all like a doormat leading me to whom I originally intended. Like Charlie and Philip. I gratefully found that there were some good apples.
Hey, look, he's literally using the clip from...
Oh, that's the same. That's the same one. No, it's not the same one because
okay,
what's his face has a different background.
You're right. Yeah. Oh no, it's just okay. You know what it was? Maybe it was filmed the same day. I don't know.
No, it couldn't be used because it was filmed like 2 weeks later.
Okay.
All in the end, it was never about making.
Muda has the same clothing on. I think that's what.
Yeah, I think he's just wearing the same shirt.
Yeah.
It was about the friends we made along.
Oh, so he's probably referenced in the prior episode. Could you believe people had a problem with Mama Max's great fucking video? And that's another thing. That's a good point. Like, I don't know anything about the Some Ordinary podcast. So did he? No, that's impossible. Okay, so he's been on there. All right.
The way. And the memes.
That's
but against all odds, YouTube finally got in contact and granted me a handsome partner manager named... Looks like they chose our side. And they will continue to endear me until this platform and the rest of this fucking...
Max, I ended your career. You're welcome. So...
Took a year, but you got there.
Took a couple years, but I won.
Two years, but yeah.
I won. So this is Muda calling me November 28th, 2023, when This is the when stupid ass decides to bite off more than he could chew and go after Charlie. And you know, we all know that I could end you. I could end you. You know, I mean, like, don't like. That's what I mean about him knowing that I'm smelling a rat here and pointing me out, because he sat there and said I could end anybody I want. I think he knew it, and I'm starting to wonder if other people in his circle were being his friend, so they didn't do this to him. They didn't want to end up like me. And Charlie was just way too big. His ego got so inflated he thought he could do this and just, you know, ended himself. And this is MUTAHAR calling in to me. Now, I haven't heard this in a long time. I don't think I've heard this. I think the last time I heard it was participated in it.
Mm-hmm. What's up, Muda?
Muda. Hey, man. Hey, do you know what happened to Lyrics' stream last night?
I don't know what happened to Lyrics' stream last night, but I am working on a Max video.
At one point, you really... What happened?
Did you hear that? You said he's making a Max video.
You're making a Max video?
I'm making a video on him. It's not like super long or like digging into it, but it's like I'm just going into how his attention for this specific project is the worst thing that he could do.
I don't know.
So was the video that you were involved in. Now, I know he's playing coy with me. And then I had just found out, I think, that he was friends with Mama Max. Probably why I didn't watch those podcasts back then. I wasn't sure how close their relationship was.
Yeah.
I know he's playing coy with me. But I'm excited by the prospect of him getting involved, because we couldn't have done it without
completely
him.
Changes the narrative.
It's completely changed. No, it's not even that it changes the narrative. The narrative remains the same, and then they find out more. It's signal boosting.
Yeah.
You know,
I think it's a little deeper than that. I think this is
I dug into his I dug into the fucking vampire Count Blackula, and it is probably one of the it's so. The thing is, we only have one side of a story, and it's like if you ask somebody to cover it, right? And I had this discussion with Charlie, at least myself. I'm like, if you ask somebody to discuss this, right? And this is what I said to him, and I said to everyone. I'm like, you're kind of asking us to take the fucking like legal hit on it, right? Like, Of course, would I like to stop a bad person? Yeah. But do I want to have this bad person proven pretty much like dead to rights? Absolutely.
We watched him do it in real time. They asked him if there was a police report. He immediately deflected to Spencer. Spencer said there is a police department in Georgia that ignored that. They said she got a rape kit. A pregnancy was produced, and the cops just blew it off. And he deflected to her.
By the way, Night Doc's tried that with me too. Well, that's on the police. You know, that's the thing. The police don't want to catch pedophiles. They are pedophiles too.
I don't think you guys are looking at it the right way. This is a scam. He makes 2 videos a year. He doesn't show any victims or any progress, and he makes a minimum $14K a month. His style has been, and this is not new, he just bit off more than he could chew with Charlie. His style is to guilt, fear, and threaten and blackmail other YouTubers to give him clout. He doesn't want Charlie to help those kids. He wants Charlie to shout him out. And you could look over.
That was the argument I was making in 2022, Muda. I wasn't saying, cringe. I wasn't saying age consent debates.
Back to 2022, when I pointed out that this whole thing is fishy as fuck, and he did a whole thing that I support pedophiles. I'm a goddamn molestation victim, that cocksucker. So maybe you ought to look at it that way.
Where was the? Do you have a clip of him saying, like, bringing up the fact that because that's one of the things that has rubbed me in a weird way too, because like I work with law enforcement on previous projects as well too, and like they're not like, if you have proof of something, especially if like there's been a pregnancy after a rape, it's like, bro. They're not gonna fucking take that shit lightly.
And he would go, and they would go on to the Spencer, and he's letting Spencer, who probably is a victim of him, take all the heat. She would go on as like, yeah, we couldn't get the police to react, so if we just get enough voices, we get the police department to look into it. That sounds like bullshit on the surface. He said, we gotta hook him up with Lyrics' stream.
I'm gonna get a timestamp for him real quick.
Like, this is unbelievable. This is much more than a guy that bit off more than he could chew or is just so into it and he's going to do everything. This is a scam. It's a charity scam. You cover charity scams. That's what this is.
No, I do.
Yeah, this is a charity scam. What progress has he made?
Keep in mind, I don't know anything about the Some Ordinary podcast at this point. If I'd have found out about that, I would have toe-to-toe with him, did not care, would not have cared at that point.
God, I could put you on the phone with there was a bunch of his ex-girlfriends that made a video on him. And now everywhere this guy put him on his YouTube channel, everywhere he goes, people are calling him a map. I don't think you know how far the rabbit hole goes. I can't believe that Charlie's he is not on the up and up.
Was he aware? I want to know what he was. Now I'd want to ask him how aware are you of the Night Doc situation at that point? Because from what I understand, they all blew him off at that point.
Not trying to help kids. It's on the surface.
I mean, I did not know anything about like the Patreon stuff. Like in full context, like Max, me and him know each other like in real life. We're not like super talkative with each other though. Like, but we have like a relationship, I would say.
Okay.
So I just want to say there might be a bit of a bias here, but like I don't have like again, to me when I look at this situation, the way that you're describing it, it's fucking. I'm learning a lot of new stuff. Like I did not know about the $14,000 a month type thing. I didn't know about that. I thought he had something else outside of YouTube.
That's minimum, by the way, because that's when we took the $550 a month with the amount of subs that he had.
Where's that from? Is that like?
That's from That's from a screenshot from about 6 months ago. And now, when I mentioned that a couple months ago, well, he took his Patreon numbers down after that. So that's minimum, rock bottom. It's probably more like 25 to 30.
Well, that leads me to like a point though. It's like, man, what are these kids like? Again, no adult is going to be donating as hard because it's like $14,000 a month for this kind of stuff. And
but if you got kids,
I don't know if he's working at all with a cop. Or whatever,
most of the comments were, "I'm glad you got molested as a kid." Comments I get, and it's clearly children. So, but a kid could afford $5 a month. So if you get 3,000 kids, that's a lot of money. And that's the minimum.
Did you see his Did you see when Lyric said retard on the stream and the entire chat erupted? They erupted with
oh my god
anger.
Can we please not say that word?
Wait.
We're talking about pedophiles. No slurs allowed here.
Wait,
right?
he just God, go to his channel. He just changed the Charlie cancellation to something else now. It's that Gerard guy.
It'll be gone in no time, by the way.
Muda, I got the timestamp. If you
got that right,
yeah. Send it to me real quick.
Yeah,
I just want to see this.
Yeah, just
that was toasty.
Yeah, you gotta see it. So and he diverts to her. So now he's got in real time. He does it. So look, I need a drink after this. Shit.
Matt Pitt, Matt_Pitt.
I got you. Accepted. All right, send it to me.
There you go. You got it.
And I think you should check out maybe what Chud Logic's doing, because he's pointed out he doesn't show any. This is just a false charity. He doesn't show any kind of progress or anything. Apparently, this case is 7 years old. This guy makes a video every 6 months.
Doesn't he have someone else also edit for him?
Yeah, and then if you keep listening, he goes into like another girl who was like impregnated and put out a police report, and she said the cops did nothing.
Can I just ask?
I am excited with the prospect that he's going to make a video at this point. I'm like, thank fucking God, you know.
He makes a video every 6 months, and someone else edits for him. Is it that correct?
I think he does most of the edit. What he said on the stream I was looking at is he did most of the editing. He just had Angry Slug help out.
The most notorious doxers in the business. And then who did he have before that? Craig, a guy that was messing with an underage girl.
This is just so fucked up. Like, the problem with this kind of content that like Max covers is that he because it's so charged, right? Like child molestation. I don't want to sound like, oh, I need more proof for your fucking assault or something, right? You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, it sounds fucked up if I say that.
You don't. It's not her assault. Proof, right? It's not her assault. It's third hand. And they're just throwing it out like it's nothing. It's some other girl's assault. So you can say that. This is third hand.
It's this whole situation.
Can you send in the video he made on me? Can you send Muda the video he made on me that one summer for the criticism I made because he put me in a video and said, "And my critics that want to project pedos," and he puts a picture of me and Jeff in there.
And then this is what drives me nuts. And that was his narrative on, like, did he just talk to Max? And did Max mention me? Why wouldn't he have? I was the most attacked critic in that video. And if he thought that about me, why did he continue to talk to me? Oh, there's a little bit of like a Cabo's tweet. There's lyrics with next to nothing. Remember, Larry, he said he didn't go harder on lyrics because lyrics had left at some point.
Yeah, lyrics already dipped out.
Had dipped out. And then Tipster bent the knee.
Yeah.
Before the video came out. I wonder if he had the heads. I wonder if he had a heads up for me. I wonder why I didn't get a heads up on that, because I didn't know this was coming. I had no idea that was coming.
I didn't like. You know that in the lolcow podcast where they said "suck my dick." That was to him. Because I got mad. Shocking.
You think MUTAHAR didn't know about that? That whole, because that was probably the biggest meme I've produced since. That was probably the biggest meme I produced since Feed My Family and Kill Yourself. Yeah, Kill Yourself.
Yeah.
There was Feed My Family and then there's the Bex meme. So that was like the biggest one. I mean, I'm supposed to possibly didn't know about it. Did he really
Maybe.
Did he really think I was being pedo? Who was he talking about? What group of people were like that? I guess he's gonna say fucking Vito, but that's not true. It's not true. So he's either throwing me under the bus without like half-assly without throwing out my name, or he just kind of just wanted a virtue signal on the whole thing and took Max's talking point.
Yeah, I could totally see something where he was like talking to Max in like a conversation. You don't get brought up, and Max is just like bitching about people.
But I'm in the video. I'm in the first 2 minutes. I'm in the video. I'm the critic. I'm the single critic attacked directly.
Yeah,
I'm parrying. Yeah. And I'm the parody they used is somebody that was permissive to that stuff. He didn't know that.
He just didn't know what the fuck he was talking about.
This video is like, what the fuck is in here? That's so. What the fuck is in Max's like video now that is actually damning evidence against this Count Blackula?
Nothing.
Like,
that
nothing.
I know of.
Yeah, like wait.
That's my whole point.
There's
He
like
never
nothing.
has
like,
it.
Looking through my
Nobody
notes,
ever gets
nothing
nailed.
that connects into it.
Nobody. I've been saying this for fucking 2 years.
Oh yeah, no. Now it's 4. Like through. Yeah, it's really difficult for me to believe.
Yeah, because he like the whole commentary part where he mentions commentary, like in that podcast. I don't know. Like I feel like he like is.
By the way, I owe Chud an apology, sort of, because he's the one that said that was aimed at me. I don't know who else it could have been aimed at. And I was like, no. Nobody could sit there and say I'm burying MUTAHAR here because I'm angry or pissed off or this is my chance to go after a big YouTuber. Because I had a stream last week and said, like, all right, what redemption could he get for lying to Chud? And delete that. Is there any path for him? I didn't want to see anything bad happen to him. I was under the impression that he was going to talk to me before he go public. And that's why that's really why you're hearing this now. Because I'll be honest with you, I probably don't make this stream if he straightens this shit out with me. But I don't know if he could have.
Years now. Nobody ever gets nailed. Fuck? He never shows anything. I've been saying it for months. And I know he's leaning on YouTubers, by the way, Muda. I know he's blackmailing other people.
I mean, it always comes down to like, oh, please, don't you want to like protect kids or something? I'm like, of course I want to fucking protect children. Absolutely. I just need something actionable, you know?
I had
me and Cabos covered this Club Penguin shit one time, and that was pretty goddamn dead to rights. Like,
you didn't need anything actionable when he wanted to make a video. You didn't look into it. And I want to know, did any YouTuber just separate from Mama Max publicly after he lied to them and said the video was about something else?
I don't know.
Did anybody? They were all they continued to see, even though they were lied to. It's like, look, they're taking dark content off, and they're taking my dark content off, as well as Nexpo and Night Docs or whoever was doing the crime genre, and that's all those guys, including Mutahar, were happy to help him out with that.
Yeah.
But then when it comes out, it's pick a side.
Yeah.
We have receipts on everything there.
Anything like that. You've done more than he has done in a. This is a racket. It's a grift. It's more than a grift. Yeah. And when he runs out, because look, I think when he did that YouTube or pedos or kids YouTube, whatever that put up a lot of bad taste in the commentators' mouth. I think the shit that he did to me got around and probably struck fear in people. Wow, he's openly calling Tommy a pedophile supporter, right? By pointing out that what's his name? Mr. Girl called in once. I didn't even have him as a guest. He called in. Or that I'm friendly with Vito, whose position on pedophiles is, I don't think they should be murdered. I think they should get treatment, which is completely reasonable. Me personally, I think we should have a human-sized meat grinder and throw them in there. But me and Vito disagree on that. You know, bitch. I mean, and then he's openly calling me a pet. He did it last night. The whole community is terrified of this guy.
Wait, he called you a pedophile?
Yes! No, not last. Did he call you a pedophile last night, Tommy?
Last night, according to yes, according to Comment Cop, I'll trust his words. Pedo supporter. I'll get the
Pedo
quote.
supporter.
Hang on. Okay. Comment Cop's pretty solid guy. I'll trust him.
Are you sure it's not Comic Cop's burner account? Because
No,
those are two different people.
No, it's not. Yesterday he said on stream he defend and platform pedos. There you go.
Dude, I told him, like, if you want people to react to your story and do some actual change, I guess, or more change than what you're doing right now, present the story properly. Except, like, because he was telling me, it's like, I expect, like, people to watch a 5-hour stream. Like, yo, you're a YouTuber. You know nobody's gonna watch a fucking 5-hour stream. Nobody's gonna watch like nobody makes it through a 5-minute video
unless you're Chud
these days. So it's like, you got to present this case. You got to make sure that you get this guy to rights before you're worried about the advertising campaign.
Muda,
on
you're
this
wasting
video.
your breath. It's a racket. He wants money. He wants you to promote his shit. Come on. Let's get real here. He's not trying to hear you on the best way to help kids. He's not helping anybody. It's a racket. And it's right in front of your face. It is a racket to the bone.
I'm selling this video. I'm selling this video to him right now.
I mean, he answers the questions from Larix like a politician. He starts reading chats off on when they ask him, like, you could have done this better, and it looks like you're kind of avoiding my question. And they hung up. And then as soon as he hung up, he started saying, this is the problem with society. People just don't want to touch this subject. It's total deception. It's on the surface. It's less deceptive than the crook you just covered last week. It's less deceptive than him. At least the money didn't go anywhere. In this case, it goes right in his pocket so he can sleep till noon every day. Absolute scam. Top down. Ugh. Sorry,
Do you remember when I first started calling it a scam and there were people like, I don't know, Tommy?
Yeah, I mean, I was probably one of those guys.
Yeah. Why are you, prick?
I get it. He's burned a bridge with pretty much everyone in the space, as far as I know. Because
and that's why he came out of hiding.
The worst ways possible.
Because I think after these 2 years, he hasn't gone up in revenue because he counts on the Patreon.
The best case scenario for YouTube is he's just a horrible researcher, which is tough to say because look at the stuff he done with Keffels. And that, who was the guy that he busted around this time? He's working with Carl Jobs.
Yeah.
But when it come to Mama Max, there was no research. That's the most generous I can beat him. Otherwise, or he was throwing me under the bus.
Well, there has been some like people looking into like taking a different approach at his videos now that he's kind of been exposed. And a lot of them are criticizing his poor, like poor research comes up often.
You know what he might do, and I'm going to be fair here. I'm thinking I'm going to be fair here. I think he does like really good research, the stuff that he's passionate about, and maybe the stuff that he's less passionate about does less. And that's probably
he kind of copies the homework, like if you think about it, like Nick's video and Muda's video, like Nick is the superior video by far.
It's more entertaining.
Yeah.
Well, Muda crosses every T and dots every I on Mama Max. But I mean, like Nick's is a little more entertaining. Right, but Muda never made videos like that to begin with. He's straightforward. Like, this is where his talent shines, And like guys like Charlie and him, they could look in the camera and just capture an audience just by talking. Like that takes talent. That's why this is one of the things that really pisses me off about calling. And look, I'm not saying the content we don't cover is slop, but I don't think that Chud is a sloppy YouTuber. I don't think Augie's a sloppy YouTuber. I don't think Willie Mack's a sloppy new YouTuber. Right? The stuff we cover is ridiculous. Absolutely. I don't think anybody would say anything less. I know Willie Mack wouldn't. But to sit there and say, look at this trash, this garbage is like the National Enquirer and we're the New York Times. Like, get the fuck out of here, bro. And now he's pulling that card.
On monies. I think he demonetizes his own stuff, right? To make it look like he fucking cares. I'm not even making money off YouTube. But I'm making, 10, 20 grand a month on Patreon. What he does, excuse me, I'm losing my train of thought because I'm getting angry. So what he does is just he's not gaining, so he leaned on Charlie. He took a fucking big risk and leaned on Charlie. I'm gonna do what I did to Tommy C, but I'm gonna do it to Charlie.
And keep in mind, he repeated his talking points, and that's Some Ordinary Podcast, why they all virtue signal like, man, I thought there was a consensus by now, which is so dishonest. There is. Why did Oompoville and Nux and like I said, I'm leaving Tom off this list because he's obviously riffing and he's there trying to have a good time. Mutahar, Oompoville, and Nux act like there's not a consensus about this. Why?
You really want to watch?
Because I'm covering his the whole thing. Hey, buddy. Hopefully, maybe next week, seeing how it goes out. But it's not the kind of coverage I think he's going to expect or want, because it really is going into because I feel like I'm going to describe the story better than he has, and it's only going to be 2 minutes of the video. I'm like, this is the guy.
The next 2 months, Max would continue to bury himself, which is great.
That they're accusing. This is why they're accusing him. If it's real, it's fucked up, but. Is it real? I don't know.
If that guy's not legit,
evidence isn't given.
If that guy's not legit, holy shit! Wow, this war is not going to last as long as I thought, Matt.
Yeah, because now I think he's fucked.
All right.
Because the thing is,
but after the show, I think, is he going to follow through on this? But he did. He called me up a month later. I was like, I didn't forget you. So you got to give Muda that. Max needed to go. And I'm glad Muda did it. And I still appreciate it. I still feel a certain amount. And that's one of the biggest reasons I came out and said, all right, is there a path of redemption for him? He fucked up. We all fuck up. And then everybody's telling me how naive I am because I didn't watch 17,000 hours of fucking Chud's detailed live investigation. But, I mean, that's on me, in fairness. And it's not like Chud came in here and lit me up. He was he was overly fair. I think Chud could have legitimately gotten mad at me.
Apparently, you pissed Queeman off because he's going live. He's going live saying, probably farming Tommy C saying really dumb stuff right now. Well, I don't know.
Whatever. He's probably pissed off at Verse because Verse, and I didn't say this because I don't watch his shit. He's probably pissed off at Verse because Verse said yesterday, that his criticisms of Mutahar were all about jealousy. I can't say that because I never watch his shit, but I've heard that more than once. I think that we were making Verse was goofing on him today when we were working on this, saying that he could have said that in 4 minutes. He could have said that in 4 minutes, but he took 15. Those type of criticism. You want to deal with that? That's fucking fine with me. Go right ahead. Pissed off Queeman. Queeman is so obviously trying to tunnel in. It's ridiculous. And it's going to get him in trouble one day. It really will.
We all care about children. This implication that we cover Sniper Wolf or somebody else, a fucking charity situation or charity fraud or other I guess inconsequential dramas. It's it's such a fucking stupid accusation or not an accusation, but a stupid insinuation to be made.
Queeman thinks he's brilliant and everybody else is a fucking idiot. And he doesn't understand why he's not as big as he thinks he should be. It's really, really simple with him.
It's obviously everyone here cares about kids. How many times have we all made videos about actual pedophiles in the community? And
are you surprised after how he went after YouTube, that he would use that tactic more than once?
No, not really. He's done it, what, 3 times now with YouTube?
Yeah, and did it to me. Called Vito a pedophile as well.
Well, in fairness, he's right. No, I'm kidding.
I think that's it. So I don't know. I don't fucking know. I have told Muda that he can talk to me privately, and I'd probably keep that private. But I don't. It's really tough for me to believe that he wasn't talking about me. But there is a chance that that's not true. That he just didn't bother to watch and then talk to Max and then kind of spit out like, "Oh, it's cringe," and the other guys are pedo permissive. And in this fucking video right here, yeah, it's just let's.
I feel like a lot of takes nowadays are done to be a contrarian, you know? Like, everyone just has to, like, be against somebody. Like, you know what I mean? It's, like, just a weird scenario where, like, you have to be against somebody.
And that's why I did it. That's why I didn't. I didn't point out that he lied to you about the video. I didn't point out any of that stuff. I wanted to go up against Mama Max because I wanted to seem like I just was the opposite of him. That's what I did. I didn't point out that the whole fucking thing was a racket. And I didn't take the heat for saying that. And I didn't stick by it when I was, some random YouTuber's calling me a fucking idiot or something. No, I saw it through. And then he undid himself. There you go. I got Doug and Keaton in call, and you guys are welcome to call.
Oh, yeah, that's a tag team right there. Holy shit. Fucking earthquake and fucking monsoon, right?
Doug, what do you want?
No, I was just gonna say you're right about the whole Mama Max thing, because I already believed you that this guy was already conning from the beginning when you first mentioned it. So I knew already that this guy was no good, and he didn't give a shit about the kids. He was just making money because the guy's a lazy fuck.
Well,
you know,
thanks, but it's really about Mutahar. Thanks for calling in.
You got Doug on your side though, Tommy.
I do have Doug.
Yeah.
If I don't have anything, I do have Doug.
That's true. So I do agree with you. Well,
thanks.
I don't know why. Yeah. So I don't know why Muda is doing this little gay thing, but other than that,
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if he's talking about me 100%. I don't know who the fuck else he could be talking about, because it's 2 weeks after the video that Mama Max put me in pretty much the front and center of, and then went on to pretend to catch a pedophile.
Yeah.
I don't know who the fuck else it could be. So he's either got a cop to it was me, which that's not going to happen, or saying I was lazy and stupid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's just a shame. It's a shame, you know.
Okay.
But all right. But you have a good one, gentlemen.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Keaton, you're on the air. Keaton, you're on the air.
What? Keaton, did you see lolcow live? Ricky Burke was on there, bro. Yeah, man, that's crazy.
Bye, Keaton. What? Where are you on Mutahar, Keaton? He sounds like a hamster got out of the cage and he's chasing around his room.
You know, he's got this great talent of like not saying anything until you're just about to kick him out, and then he says something.
Any other calls, I'll take them. Whatever. And if not, I think I will go home. I am probably. It looks like we're getting the internet back in on Saturday. I'm going to finish up and do the rest of the week till Friday, so I only have you till Friday. And that's it. I can't see. I don't have my glasses with me. Can you see?
Enchanting Lilac.
Yeah. Hi, Enchanting Lilac. You're on the air.
Hi. I just wanted to say I'm really sad about this whole situation because I really like MUTAHAR.
Yeah, I do too. Seriously.
I really like, everything that came out with the Mama Max, and it's sad because it seems like he really came in on the ass end of a lot of drama, like the Keppel stuff and the Mama Mac stuff.
Well, yeah, because it all started with the dreaded sloppy commentator community.
Yeah, but he gets so much. He gets like 80% of the credit.
Yeah, but that's the nature. That's the nature of the business. He's got the platform. I'm not going to sit there and bitch about that.
Yeah.
You know, that's just we don't like ask Nick Diorio. No, we couldn't have done it without him.
Yeah.
Like, it's
but
just,
I mean, like.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh no, you're fine. I feel so bad because I like him, but I'm so disappointed. I really am.
Well, I'm not telling you to unsub him or do anything like that, and he does make good content. I'm not going to say I don't think if he puts something up, it's like I'm never going to watch it.
But like even when the stuff first came out with Nux back in August, I was even talking to myself, you know, like if he doesn't say something about it, I kind of feel bad, you know, subbing to him because this is objectively like kind of shitty behavior that he's against. And he came, he made the video. I was like, oh, he made the video, and then he deleted it. I'm like, what the fuck?
And then that's entirely up to you.
Yeah, I'm still not. I'm not.
That's entirely
fully certain what I want to do.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you what to do. Like, there's a part of me that wants Muda to recover from this stuff, but I mean, he probably needs to talk to me if we're going to have any kind of relationship.
I mean, he seems like a nice dude. He is.
He's a really nice guy.
I feel really. I
don't know what happened. I think he got some bad advice.
Yeah. I don't know.
You know, or he wasn't completely when he was getting the advice, he didn't let the people get. Well, no, he didn't give enough information on his end, so somebody gave him advice based on the information they had from him, and it wasn't. You know, he probably wasn't real comfortable telling all of it.
Yeah, I just think he's a little biased when it comes to people that he likes. Like, it took him so long to look into things like with Mama Max. I don't know. I just think he's a bit biased.
I don't know. Maybe. Could be. Looking out for his friend. I was biased towards him when this whole thing started. So, yeah, I didn't want to see the guy get fucked. But it looks like he's not getting it. It looks like he did it to himself.
Yeah, and that's the saddest part is just the self-immolation.
Well, here's the best part too. It's going to completely stay within the commentary community if he so-called leaves it, and I'm sure his own fans. Muda's going to be fine. He's not going to miss any meals. I will say this though. I think if this happens again, this is not a threat at all. Especially for me, I couldn't do anything about it if I wanted to. But if somebody's looking to get a big video and put that together, and they take the stuff that Chud did, they take this situation or any other screw-ups in the past, and there's one more screw-up, it's going to be a fucking hour-long video of all his screw-ups. And it might be by somebody that has a couple 100,000 subs.
Just wait for that's going to be
lights out. That is going to be lights out. And that's why it was so much better to come out, not say anything, or if you did say anything, just apologize to everybody. Nux, everybody.
Yeah.
And not just not throw drama under the bus, you know.
Yeah. Like, just being into anime stuff is like, it's fine. It's the snaking and the hypocrisy that's the really sad.
Apparently, I asked.
Tommy.
I gotta
Ricky
go.
Burrick just said in chat, who is Keaton?
Get to know him. Get to know him. Thanks for the call. I gotta get through. I apologize. Get to know him, Ricky Berwick. All right, who is next after
Astro John?
Astro John, you're on the air. What's up?
Oh, hello.
Hello. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I think it's just crazy. Like, the thing that gets me about all of this in regards to Mutahar is I know Nicandros, he's waiting to call right now, but when you look into Nicandros's video that Muda shows, like he doesn't like address Nicandros's video, like the main issue of
it. I don't know if he's even talking about Nick Trono's video. How do you know he even was aware of it? I mean, I don't know those details. I'm not even relatively aware. Most of the stuff I got is from Chud. So I think he wanted people to believe that he was talking to Nick and Chud. I don't think Nicandros was any part of this that I'm aware of.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was just trying to I think what he wanted to do with his apology, and I put that in big quotes, is make it seem that he had dealt with Nux, Nick, and Chud. I don't know if Nicandros is. I'm not even familiar with the video, to be perfectly honest with you.
Oh, okay.
I can put him in.
I would
I'll
definitely give it a watch.
I'll put him in. I'll put him in. I'll put him.
Sounds good.
Thanks, Sarah. Okay, take care. Okay. Are you familiar with Nicandros, Matt? Matty, I could use you right now, buddy. He's pulling a genie. I don't know. Nicandros, how are you?
Hello.
How can I help you, sir?
Oh, well, basically, you said that you don't know what the involvement.
No, I don't. I'm not saying you weren't involved. I'm just not familiar with it.
Sure. So, actually, the MUTAHAR uses a lot of footage from my video. Well, not a lot, but some amount of footage from my videos in the Nux video. So, for example, there's like the there were like issues with thumbnails, and you can see like this flashing pixelated collection of like thumbnails flashing by. That's footage from my video.
Okay, I'm not trying to be rude here. What's that got to do with my stream? I'm not trying to be a douche here.
No, don't worry about that. But it's like
because this whole thing is a little more personal.
Well, sure, but it's kind of related to the reason why this like whole thing happened. Because like
I'm not doing why this whole thing. I'm not. The subject of the stream is not why this whole thing happened. The subject of the stream is a podcast that he did in 2022, where he appears to say that there's a bunch of creators out there that are just calling Mama Max cringe, and on top of that, some of them are probably kind of tolerant. The only critic of Mama Max at that time was me. That's the subject of the stream. Anything outside of that, I think has been covered to death by other YouTubers. I haven't covered any of it. I just give a synopsis in the beginning of why he was in trouble.
Oh, okay. I just had stuff about the MUTAHAR situation, but
I was basically covering like how it affected me. I'm not. I'll be honest with you. I'm not familiar with all ins and outs. I understand that he was kind of outspoken about the art that he supposedly was watching with Nux Taco. Like I mostly do a comedy show. It's like a Howard Stern thing, and then I cover commentators because they find a bunch of goofy motherfuckers. I'm not as drilled in as others, so to speak.
Well,
so I don't know.
We don't have to. Okay. If there's nothing to talk about, then we don't need to talk.
Okay. All right. Take care.
See ya.
Bye bye. Matt, do you know who that was? No idea who that was.
No clue.
I have no idea.
I haven't kept up with the MUTAHAR drama that well.
Yeah, I'm sorry. This is about me. I understand he fucked up. So I gave the synopsis in the beginning, and I pointed out, and I'm basically asking, who the fuck were you talking about? Wow, Matt, you're lazy.
Well, I mean, there was a Reddit, and then I thought Hassan started. Didn't Hassan start all this? I thought that was Hassan. He made a comment. And then Muda made a video.
Oh, Hassan said something really awful. He said basically that he was running around with guys that basically what I said about him, and although I was right about him and Ethan, he basically said about us. He's running around with like crypto now, the same old stuff from Hassan. Everybody's a Nazi, everything, that whole thing. But I mean, I'm not familiar with Nicandros' video. If somebody wants to fill me in, feel free. Kel, how you doing? Connecticut.
Oh, what's up? Sorry.
Oh, you're you ready to go?
What's up? How are you?
Great.
Total Tommy vindication. I'm sure it's not your happy told you so moment.
No, because the vindication I suppose happened last year, but I wasn't super happy about it last year because I've been screaming about it 2 years prior. So it was just like,
Who's the real Long Island medium?
What's that?
Who's the real Long Island medium?
Who's the real Long Island medium?
Yeah, you've never seen that show?
No, I live in Germany, so probably not. I hate television. I like YouTube.
Oh, never mind.
I like YouTube. I'm totally like in this world. I'm not out in the real American world anymore.
Do you have any hot predictions for us? Since you've kind of had a feeling about a couple.
No, I can't think of anything.
They gotta be natural. It's gotta come out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's gotta come out of nowhere. Actually, yeah, that's how a true psychic does it. It's not, I wasn't a medium when it came to MUTAHAR, though. If anything, this is the last thing I expected. In fact, I expected him to handle it quite well. Because he's handled things quite well in the part. Now, if he hasn't, and if there's like a whole, like, from what I understand, like Chud kind of uncovered a pattern of stuff like this in the past, stuff that went way beyond what I was ever going to cover.
Yeah, the 1 hour video essay is coming from someone.
Yeah, I do that stuff. I have no patience for
Tommy,
that
Long Island Medium is about a Long Island woman who's a psychic. So
I
think that's what she was trying.
I'm sure that's a great show.
Yeah, Teresa Caputo. Yeah.
Hi, how you doing? Oh my God, your grandfather told me he misses you. Is that what it's like? Is that, yeah, that sounds great. Doing cold readings.
Did you know someone named John?
I'm hearing a John. Yeah, I love that. I love those videos. So you're talking about a video of 2022 when Muda puts stuff that could be about you. Yeah, it could be. It might not be. I don't know who the fuck he could possibly be talking about.
Yeah, that one seemed kind of clear cut.
I don't. Who the fuck could he be talking about? I was the only like massive critic, and I'm the only one. Well, I'm not the only one mentioned in the video, but I'm like the key figure that's attacked.
And you're in the same subsphere, of course. You like saw it, you know.
I don't know if he said it about me. Let me make it abundantly clear. I have no idea if he said it about me or not. None.
But your intuition is telling you.
What's that? No, it's not my intuition. Like the video that Max did. I'm in the beginning, presented in a caricature, in a parody of somebody that's permissive of this stuff.
Yeah.
So how did he not know? And then he goes on and he sits there and says that like, you know, there's this group of people out there that are permissive about it, and that's like, those are fringe people. Nobody's permissive. Those people are fringe. You know, so I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. Could he be talking about me? No. Could he not be? I don't know. Could he just be completely, totally fucking lazy and just virtue signaling with like those other two dopes on there? You know? Sure.
Yeah.
But either way, it pisses me off. You know, I was about ready to throw this guy a bone last week.
Yeah. Well, you know. Good thing you didn't.
Yeah.
All right. Have a great stream, Tommy.
All right.
Bye,
Take
Matt.
care. I mean, have I made that clear?
Yeah.
All right. I'll put winter in. I'm going to call it a night. Yeah, I can't do after shows until I move into the new place. I've literally got up this morning, walked 2 miles, got here at 10, and I'll be leaving at 11. So I've been here 13 hours editing videos. I did a game stream on Kick and went over everything with Ver. So I spent my time well and didn't see my family. And I can see why Dankula had problems in his marriage. Don't get a studio if you're a YouTuber. Do it at home. I have not seen my family all day, or since everybody went to work. It is the studio thing. If you're a YouTuber, don't be married. Believe me. Not that I'm in trouble or anything, but I could see this being a problem if I had to. I literally, for the first time in years, I got up and went to work. You know.
Yeah.
By coming here, yeah. Don't get a studio. Yeah, I just that's like I don't know what happened to Dankula, but I could tell that there was a lot of time being spent there, and that's not good for your marriage. That's all. I mean, I have no idea what the details were of his situation, but I could see that being a problem, and wouldn't be surprised if it was. That's all I'm saying. Astro John is that, I think that's it. Unless we got Keaton. Keaton. Well, I mean, Winter. I'm sorry, Winter. Go.
Hey, I just wanted to say I always thought MUTAHAR was like lying all the time with that bullshit, because like with the second video he made on H3, he was just doubling down the whole fucking time.
Did he double? Wait a minute. Did he double down in the second H3 video? I don't remember that. I remember him. Like that's how I got introduced to him.
The third video.
Oh, he tapped out in the third video.
Yeah.
Oh.
He doubled down on the second one, and then.
Yeah, he
in
did
the third
watch.
video, he just went full blown apology.
See, I don't remember it that. I don't remember it that way at all. I wasn't a big watcher because I knew he was. I wasn't a big watcher, but that was so weird because he came in. I did this video on Cloud Capital and how to handle it. And I remember, I think MUTAHAR did it right, and I think Blair White did it wrong. I don't know. I think that was before Matt.
Yeah. I remember that. I do remember that. Blair White did it.
Yeah.
I think I remember that.
MUTAHAR did it right, but I had no, I had no relationship with MUTAHAR.
Yeah, but Chud Logic has it on stream and everything. Like,
okay, I'm not gonna. If that's what you thought, then fair enough. Because Chud went into it way deeper than I did.
I just think that MUTAHAR has always been like this. Like, he's always been like very two-faced.
I can see why people are coming to that conclusion.
Especially with the Night Dog situation. Say whatever you want about that fucking retard, but he just didn't even talk to the guy. He just took Mama Mac's side immediately.
Sounds like he did it to me. It sounds like he did it to me or whoever the fuck he was talking about in that video.
He did it to you. He did it to Chud Logic. He did it to Nick. He did it to everybody. So fuck this dude. He's done with commentary.
Yeah, I suppose. All right, thanks, Winner. Thanks for the call.
All right, later, man.
All right. It does feel like he just chose Nux because they're bigger than the commentary community. It does feel that way.
Yeah, that's how it looks for sure.
It does feel that way. You know.
I don't like what I don't get is like Muda was always kind of like an optics guy, right? Like, why would he not get in touch with Nick and be like, "Hey, man, like this shit's kind of fucking up."
I wonder. Like, it depends on what he told him, and maybe maybe he didn't tell Nick maybe he didn't tell Nick that like all the ins and outs.
Do you think it was like Nick's too close to Chud? I don't think I can trust him.
I think it was more like something like. I see something like a situation where, like, what do I do about this guy? And, like, I can see other YouTubers say, yeah, throw him under the bus, not knowing all the ins and outs and not knowing what Muda is in trouble for. You know, I mean, we mentioned it. I don't know if me and you mentioned it with the summer. I was like, I remember mentioning you, is this thing going to blow up with the DeviantArt type stuff? Not the website, but the stuff they were talking about. You know, and it was just kind of hanging in there, and smaller YouTubers making videos on it. I didn't think it would rise to this level, but Chud, you know, just kept finding stuff from what I understand. You know, like that's why I'm not arguing with anybody anymore. I don't know what's doing. I don't know what is and what isn't like accurate. But if you want to tell me that this guy's like being less than honest and doing the whole just a YouTuber thing. Well, yeah, I could see you coming to that conclusion. And I don't take any joy in it because, like, again, I can't say enough. Like, Muda has been good to me. But, man, I'm mad at him for either throwing me under the bus kind of, like, passive-aggressively or not going over this shit. One of the two.
Also, Nux Taco is Jewish. So you think maybe Muda got the call?
No, I didn't know Nux was Jewish. I couldn't tell. Yeah. I don't think Muda's racist or bigoted in any way.
Well, that would mean he actually likes Jewish people. Because he got the call.
I don't think. Well, I tell you something really bothered me that like Hassan said he was hanging around like alt-right types, and that pissed me off. Because like I don't think his religion has ever been anything. I mean, like maybe a joke cracked or something like that, but no one has ever like held that over his head and like, Muda's a Muslim. Like, I wouldn't do that to anybody. And because like apparently like Hassan said Muda made the Hajj, right? Which is that's a big deal, right? I never heard anybody say anything backhanded about that. I mean, if somebody said something like that in front of me that wasn't a joke, they would have been corrected real quick. I think I'd even still do that, as mad as I am. He made the Hajj. Yeah, so I don't know. Is what it is.
Hassan saying that reminds me of when Deaf Noodles introduced John Swan as famous alt-right YouTuber John Swan.
Well, remember that? Yeah, he gets famous. Deaf Noodles. Boy, he paid.
Oh, God, dividends.
He paid. Jesus, did he ever pay? I mean, what is this goals thing? Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, you can set up a goal and they can like you can be like 10 donations, and then you hit the goal, like stuff like that.
K-Hotcast next quick for new members. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it. You guys rock out. And Winter Gaming, he doted. Well, no, he didn't. I think he met the threshold. Tommy, where did Mama Max touch you? I'm not reading any more of your shit, you fucking jerk off. Winter Gaming was going to read his stuff. Now you can go fuck yourself. What a fucking stupid thing to say. Thank you. I can't believe he said that. Actually, unbelievable. Okay, so let me look at the other donos and we'll get out of here. Again, I'm staying here way too long. But we'll go back to do after shows like after this. Where's our recent events? What do we got here? A lot of subs, appreciate it. I'll even read our Ray Bay, Robert R, Redditch, MC Scrabbles. Not all. If you subbed during this and I'm not reading you off, it doesn't always catch it, so I apologize. Joseph Bros Tito Honky Hayden Borka or Bork, I think that's a German. If it's Borka, if it's a German name. Adam W. Low William, and I appreciate all the new subs, absolutely. And let's get the Pats and call it a night, because I appreciate the Patreons. I can do this much faster now. Let's see. Mavsy, Obag, Mexan, B, Billion Bones, Blue Jacket, Cody Grill, Final Flash, Kinetic Hell, Little Manly, Nesquik, Not Your Typical Mom. Thanks so much. The pick of Muda is my new sleeper Alice's team. It's a pretty funny picture. Not Your Typical Mom, Panic Bomb, Metal Hughes, Taylor D, Tommy C's Cat, Trippy Savage, Winter Gaming, Genie, and Picklington. There you go. And I guess that's it, right?
Yeah.
We done. Thanks so much. See you all tomorrow.
Go check out Queeman.
Go check out Queeman.